Peace out, this is your boy Edizon joining you with another video. The Streamlabs is open here for a reason. I wanted to show you that I will be using the full power here today. Normally when I do videos I control it 4 dBs. Why I do it? I try to test it, just test it basically. Because I want you to have the full representation of what I am actually doing here. You know, the perfect representation, if you will. You have all of the frequencies and like the maximum power across those frequencies. So, let's get into the topic. I need to change this sound card. I've been using FL Studio ASIO. I feel like there is a little bit quality difference between these ASIOs. One thing to point out. At least to my ears, I sense more frequencies when using peer like this kind of it's hardware. It's hardware, you know. But like, just saying, I'm gonna put more this to have more load off from the CPU. You gotta be clever. You gotta be smart. And this is about that. What I'm demonstrating, this is quick project. We consider this as a dirty house project, dirty EDM. I have bad vocals for this, so I'm not gonna show those. This track is released under Gram Autumn Replies. Because there was this weird, the story is that there was this weird guy in SoundCloud sending everybody these messages that if you need cloud, contact me, it only costs $20 and you will get thousands of views, and like this guy, and it was Gram Autumn Replies, the company name, so I started kind of like mocking and making it as a joke, and that's why I released this track, and it's even, like I have this version here, let's see. I can show you. Like this is the early. This is it. You can go listen to this version maybe. I have this also. I have this version also in my Spotify, so feel free. Like this is the vocal version, but inside this KMC album, you will find the original. Original is just this short 1 minute, almost like a demo track. But since it's so beautiful and I hated so much my vocal version, I just wanted to have the vocal version. And this was just like, the whole album is very sad in a way. I had this like pile of tracks I did in 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I pretty quickly made this happen and just wanted to feel it with these tracks. The vocal is fine, it's one of those, but I hoped somebody else was the vocalist, if I'm truly honest. Neodoom did record new vocals for it, just to point out. She did work on it, but I've not had the right energy. This is already old album, 2023. This is almost 2 years. Yeah, it's almost 2 years when I was in Japan. How fast is time going? Jesus Christ. But we're one of the high energy guys. We're demonstrating the 3D-ness of this dirty house mix. What's happening and what's 3D about it, and like also a little bit looking into the bass in this track. Maybe this is the perfect example for it. I will open another project at the end, showing maybe what the bass could be. Because in this project, weirdly enough, I didn't add any low sub layers. That's preferable to have it separately, or maybe you have this bass that has a good amount of every frequency, but you almost want to take this low end and route it, and have it only the low end on that track, if you understand what I mean. I would mean maybe bass is here, and you route it like this. There is the, like, take this out. You have the, you have it kind of like somehow, well, I can actually show here. I try to make this quickly. I have these presets in EQO. Low end, and then you have the high end. I've demonstrated this in other videos. This is how I've done it. This is very simple way of doing it. You can use any EQs to achieve this. And I don't even think it matters so much to if there is some clashing frequencies, like 100 aria. I think you can boost there when you go to the bus even. Maybe... Sometimes you don't want too much control these very low lows. Remember that, not because the notes are there. You start causing maybe some phase issues and you don't want you want them to be even. So compress is better option. That's why I take the low end separately and compress it. But I don't know, maybe this is so compressed already. So it sounds fine, and it sounds also very big, and it's been getting a lot of comments. This bass is huge, people are saying. And no low end. Let's go here and listen to it. I can start maybe here. I will start from here. Kick. Like, what's the important takeaway is the groove is making the hook happen. Groove is making the hook happen. And just having this small... like sending it to the next pattern. And very simple. You see all these projects, people having these huge amounts of layers and samples and being clever about it and panning and automation. None of that shit is happening. And this sounds even better. But what's the takeaway? Like what's filling the low end? I feel like maybe there is happening something like the kick is filling it. Let's see what kind of kick we have here. And we have processing. Let's try spawn here, maybe analyze it a little bit. Yeah, it's very low and heavy. Yeah, that's feeling it a lot. The kick drum. It has some tail to it, you know. So there's different kinds of basses. You can have this bass with low sub layer, you know. But this is more like maybe higher bass. And if we go very deep into it, you listen to some Bayer dynamic mics, or like, if you listen to this with some closed headphones, high quality headphones, there is way too much, and also speakers. There is something resonant frequencies you might want to control. But again, they are almost like they are here. Wait. Like that, maybe. Maybe doing something like this. That's like sometimes you just need that. You know, you need this. You focus on 200 to 500 area. 150 to 550. It opens it up a lot. Because some of the, and you can do a little bit of this cut, because these frequencies are ×3. They're resonating there. ×3 resonating there. Maybe even ×2 resonating there. Something like this is happening. Those kind of things can open it up a lot. But this is dirty. Now it's dirty, it's filling everything. It's even a little bit over-exaggerated in many ways. And yeah, it was just fast mix. This is quickly made, you see, this is so dirty. The whole project is so dirty. Yeah, it sounds good. And this is like the one technique, layering claps. This is giving the centered, the middle focus, they call it middle focus, yeah. And this is making it wide. You feel it like coming like this. You can even widen it like that. But now you need to control the volume. Lower the volume when you make everything more stereo. That's the right amount. It's not maybe the perfect sample, but it's just layering, having fun, you know, quickly. Let's go to the next thing. It doesn't matter. And when you listen to things, you get used to sounds. If originally, initially, you didn't like this sound, I've had clients million times that they hated something, this is annoying sound, but then they repeat on listening to it. Listening. All of a sudden they fall in love with that weirdness, that weird, annoying sound. That's, yeah, that's almost like the psychological thing now. So that's one of those things that falls into this, there is no right or wrong. Nothing's right or wrong, nothing's perfect, like all these areas. Let's see this. Where's the lead? Yeah, stereo, vocal doubler. Is it adding even anything? It's almost like this. When you use vocal doubler from Isotope, that's causing latency issues actually. It's changing the latency. Yeah, sometimes. Glitch, distortion. I have no idea what the fuck it's doing. Taking transients away. Why? For this snap to have a little bit more. Let's take it away. Yeah, you will have a little bit more of that if it's away. Yeah, you hear it, the snap goes away a little bit from this. So you don't have to ego that high end away. Just use transient to a little bit tame it. You see? It's just doing what I want it to do. Sorry about that. Let's see. And these are adding a lot to the, like, just sample loop. Okay, it's not, yeah. That's the groove. You can take this kind of groove and start building around that. Dance with it, you know, like this. You listen to it like this. You start dancing with it. The kick is coming. You could even sidechain this kick a little bit to make it cleaner. But again, if you do it cleaner, make it cleaner, it starts to take in energy away. Do you want to take it away always? In Dirty House, no, not necessarily. You almost want everything to sound broken in that. Yeah, it's different genre a little bit. But if you want to make it perfect, then you can kind of like start mastering. Very important, mastering. You don't want mastering to be you are putting fires away. You make it as pretty as possible, clean, very clean. But sometimes you end up with very sterile production at the end. And that is a bad thing. You need frequencies. You need dynamics. If you control everything and everything is very clean, it's like dead music. It's like a zombie. It's almost like playing in pentatonic scale. That works with everything, but playing in pentatonic is kind of boring. Because it works every time, but it's almost like zombies playing. It's almost like too good to be true. It's like being a Satan and God at the same time. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, but it's like pentatonic scale is one of those cheat codes. When you're doing bass lines, you can just use this pentatonic. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm using, yeah, with bass. I'm using high end actually need to give, because I remember when I made this bass, Birdie had, I think I was even drinking beer heavily when I was doing this, but Birdie had said to me that add top end EQ, this could be like this also maybe. Not maybe with bass, maybe you want to cut it. Have some space for the top end instruments and the maybe even go 8,000, so you will have more space for those hi-hats and high-end instruments like crash heads and stuff like this and other effects. Oversampling is a good way of maybe helping the I believe it can glue everything together a little bit more. It's oversampling. Okay, let's see. So yeah, but shout out to Birdie Head. I've not been in talks with him for a while. Panning to the wider side of things, a little bit. Widening the reverb. Widening the reverb. Let's go here. I'm playing with the groove like this. And this is like middle frequency. It's almost like I forgot to make the low sub bass. But if I make it here, and I have this kick drum, and the kick drum is doing this, it's filling low end. There is plenty of 30 Hz, 60 Hz, where it's hitting. There's the fundamental. Fundamental is there. And then we can go here. Yeah. Maybe that's even better ending for that track. That's about it. I don't know, like, yeah, to the widening I was still going here. I'm doing some widening maybe. No, I'm not. Sometimes you don't just want to do it. Am I doing here anything? Not even using mid-side EQ. Normally I might do something like this. Go to the sides and cut it. Let's see, do we have phase problems? This is important. Do we have phase issues? You don't have the low end. That sucks. When you go mono, that's crazy. If you go to the club and play this track from club system. Oh shit. Yeah, I was wrong. Like this. This is how you hear it. And this. Yeah, I even stunned myself. Sorry. Sorry for being a moron. But yeah, there is no side. Of course, if you're mono. That's how much you have bass there. Let's see here. It's just this, most of the low end is just happening in the middle. This is what I'm saying. Perfect. No widening. It sounds quite wide to my ears, but maybe this is doing it. You have it. Kick could have more space. If I go here now, look with the spawn, you can see like there's some frequencies that are over exaggerated. Like this, look. Sorry. But that's emotions. A lot of emotions in that area. That's why it's adding a lot to it. Think about it without this. I mean, without this. Without this. know, and this is making a lot of grit to it. I just like to use this with mastering, because this gives me harder hitting master. This is not the hardest, but I actually feel it could be even a little bit harder. This is not perfect, this is sometimes something I like to use. Analog likes to play. You often want to try to push it to the 0. Not maybe over often, because it's you fall into this too much. But you actually feel what's enough. You actually feel what's enough. Sometimes you try to push it to the 0. If there is just too much, because we have, I think with bass we already have, like here, well no, not really. Often I like to use also like bass buses, some saturations. There is endless amount of options, maybe a video is coming for that. Last thing I wanted to show is just open another project, just to not confuse you. Because there is million different ways of doing this bass. So I like to show you like this. Let's see, was it this? Yeah, this is actually the. I need to be quiet. Yeah, this is the 2023 track Mithril Sword Forged in Hell. Not even the final track, but this is what I found quickly with quick search. I'm just demonstrating only the bass here, because not to confuse you, you need to hear what the bass is doing here at the drop. It's like this is like more falling to the category of what kind of bass I normally just do. And again, a very simple thing. See. So there is sub bass, and like sometimes I like to use this as a compression. Adding compression to it. Sub layer. How balanced are the notes? How same level are the notes? Look this. There is differences. At last. There is some difference. You maybe want to get that more even. But are we doing something like that here? Maybe this is enough. This is adding some tape compress. Tape saturation is compressing. And here also we are doing heavy amounts of limiting. It's making it sound very aggressive and also glued. And no emphasis in transients. We don't need any transients. Let's hear what the another layer is doing. This is the second layer. Wide. Touching it. Not even 1 dB, just touching it. You get a little bit more detail, and it's slow! Isn't it slow? Actually, it's super fast. Yeah, it's super fast, so it gives you maximum detail then. When it's very fast, it gives you all of the whatever is happening here. Perfect analogy. It gives you yeah. This is how it is. And And this is super slow. What the fuck is happening? You combine things. It's music. Very slow, very fast. You combine them. Glue them together. You have two things becoming one thing. And you over-exaggerate one to the another. Think about this being fast. It's too plucky. It's very plucky. This is better. Now it's filling it. And what's happening here? Look. Side chaining. This snap to the high end. But it's breathing in. It's still breathing, coming back to it. And how about, again, like there's too many details of details. This is what you have to understand. Mid side, go to all the way to the middle. Attack, we didn't even touch it. It just maybe happens to be with this BPM, this release. Maybe we touched, no, it seems to be the default. It's pretty. It's breathing, giving a little space. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you have perfection, it's AI or something. This is music. You want all the frequencies. I like to cut this low end. Many people are doing it like without having this low end cut. I like to cut it a lot. Like this. It's tighter. How about this EQ wise? Yeah. And not perfect. Just eyeballing it. Not mirroring, eyeballing it. You need to hear it. That's better. Because you're playing them with the frequencies. You might find, okay, there comes a little bit pump. They're clashing here. A little bit of a pump. But it sounds musical. You played it. You know. It's like you are playing. And here we have a lot of some... Like, as I was talking about, these are emotions. These frequencies. Emotions. And it makes it sound emotional. How about the kick? We have double kick, Avicii kick, layering with a pump, a snappy pumpy, plucky kick, whatever, and then parallel for both of them. And I like to use fit. You add more snap. It's almost like transient processing because it's so fast, very fast. Attack and release, and it could be even 8:1 ratio. It's more aggressive then. That's maybe not perfect. Adding to it, this is called New York compression. Yeah. Let's go to bass once more. Those kind of layers. Change better. You can do widening processing in buses. You can do partly masters. You know, partial masters. Add kickstart, be lazy. Be who you are, you know. Heavy amounts of... like, you know, just evading this. And you need the right amount. Just like this is 2000 projects amount, right amount. 2000 projects, right amount. Like that's the experience. You get the right amount. And that's perfect then when you have the master chain. No master chain, this is not the ready version, you know. Think about how much better then the end result will sound. So much bigger, better. You might want to do, when we go here, mid-side is important. But it's almost like you already need it here, right? Under, let's say... at least under 100 should be in the middle. Collapse it in the middle. Because in these low frequencies, you easily start having a lot of these phasing issues, left and right and left and right. doing weird timings if they are not centered. So safe bet here. Let's see. You see it's mono because both channels are playing exactly same level. But have it like this. Just the sake of it. If you're not sure, make it mono like that. You know. Mono. And it doesn't change because there is no different signals left and right. Nothing changes, but if you want to be safe with sub-bass, sub-frequencies. And do we have... Like, this is it I find interesting. I've not done any cutting here. So let's see how these are playing together. Because this is just adding, maybe it's almost like, is it octave lower? I need to check the pattern actually, so I'm not talking any shit here. Because sometimes I at least test the lower octave. So let's look into this. No, it's the same. It's just playing the same. They could do some groovy things. Let's say you have two higher bass layers. You can cut notes away from the other channel. Then it feels like it's coming from different places. Since in the bass, it will bring the levels pretty close to each other. This can add to the groove. Because this is just straight. This is very simple. It could be something like this, the another is playing. You know, I'm just saying, it can be more groovy, but sometimes if you start adding things, we start a little bit falling to that overproduced category. So, as you can see, we're doing stuff. We don't know what we're doing even. What the hell? I'm Einstein! Fuck! Just kidding. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful. This is fucking rocket science. Nobody understands. These videos are... I mean, these videos have no value whatsoever to nobody. This is what AI cannot do. They cannot have meaning in the music AI is doing. This is meaning, this is stories. People love stories, people love people. People reproduce with people. People cannot reproduce with AI. When that happens, then I say music industry is dead. Yeah. That's my philosophy. Anyway, thank you for watching. Peace out! I forgot to say. Keep on rocking the world, the free world, you know? Just kidding.